Hello and happy May. Can't believe it's already May. This year is going by way too fast. Not that I'm mad about it, winter is over, finally. So I'm more than okay with the first chunk of the year being done quickly, because goddamn, that was a rough winter. But with a new month comes a new TBR, so let's get into all the books that I want to read for the month of May. So we'll start with the challenges and book clubs and that kind of thing. The buzzword titles one is the word to, specifically like how-to guide kind of things. And I think I'm gonna go with How to Live Free in a Dangerous World. I've been trying to read more nonfiction, especially queer nonfiction, and this one sounds fantastic. My favorite kind of nonfiction is memoir style one, so this one sounds like it's going to be right up my alley, and I think I'm going to love it. It has amazing reviews as well. And then for the covers challenge, I'm gonna go with Eat the Ones You Love. This one sounds so cool. I've been really in the mood for horror lately. Oh, the challenge is to read a book with eyes on the cover, and obviously this one fits perfectly. I don't know too much about it, but I do know that it has to do with plants that eat people, and that sounds great. So I'm gonna go with this one. I have a couple other options that would fit this prompt, but this is the one that is calling to me. For the Cozy Quill book club, we're reading A Halfling's Harvest by S.L. Rowland, which is a very cozy, I think, sapphic fantasy. The main character runs a what's it called? The place where you make wine. Vineyard? Is that what it's called? I think so. And she's trying to have her wine win the yearly harvest festival competition thing. It's adorable, very cozy, very sweet, and I can't wait to get to it. It sounds lovely. For the in-person book club that I'm part of, this month we're reading The Sword of Kaigen by M.L. Wang. I've heard so many people talk about this book, like it is absolutely everywhere. I wasn't planning on reading it because while I love high fantasy, from what I've heard, this is very intense, very dark, very grim fantasy, which is not often my thing, or at least previously it wasn't. I wasn't really able to handle like really intense, gruesome kind of stuff, but lately I've been kind of dipping my toes into that side of things and I've been kind of enjoying it, and this one sounds so good that I have to give it a shot at least. So I'm glad that book club is going to prompt me to finally pick up this book. And then I'm also going to be doing a buddy read with somebody from my in-person book club. We'll be reading together, what's it called? What is it called? Everybody Wants to Rule the World Except Me, I think it's called, by Django Wexler. It's the sequel to that other book that I really enjoyed that I can't think of the name of. This book doesn't come out until the end of the month, so this might end up being a June read, but we're gonna aim to read it like right when it comes out. For May's Backlist Bash, I have 5 books here that I am thinking I'll be reading. The first one is Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb. This one terrifies me because it is such a huge series. It's so many books and they're very dark and very grim and gruesome. So I want to read this book, but I'm also so scared of it. But it is the oldest book on my TBR, so this book would be the most points that I can get through Backlist Bash. So I do want to read it, and people who love this series love this series, so I do want to get to it. I'm just scared of it. I'm also thinking of doing Binti by Nnedi Okorafor. This is a bind-up of all 3 novellas, so I'm not sure if I'll just do the one novella or all 3 of them, because like even with 3 it's still quite short, so I might just do all 3. Yeah, it's only like 330 pages for 3 books. So I can probably just do all 3 of them. This will be my first time reading this author. I've heard nothing but incredible things about everything that they've ever written, so I can't wait to get to this one. I'd like to get to The Cavern as well. Again, I've been really in the mood for horror. This book, I don't know what the hell is wrong with me, right? So this book has been on my TBR for 5 years, and I think about this book at least once a month. I think about it all the time and how badly I want to read it. It sounds exactly like my kind of horror. It is constantly what I'm in the mood for when I'm in the mood for horror, and yet I've never picked it up. I don't know why. So this month, I'm going to change that. This one is a for sure being read for Backlist Bash. The Ruthless Lady's Guide to Wizardry, I think it's called. This one sounds really fun. It would also work for the buzzword challenge as well. I'm not entirely sure on the plot of this one, but from what I remember, it sounds really fun. And I love this like niche genre of like funny historical fantasies. I almost always love them, so this one will probably be the same. And then finally, Gearbreakers. Again, what is wrong with me? I think about this book all the time. It sounds so good, and yet 5 years have gone by and I haven't picked it up. I've had this book on my TBR, I'm pretty sure since before it was released. For whatever reason, I have never gotten around to actually reading it, and this author has other books that I'm really hyped to read. But in my head, for whatever reason, I have to read the one that I added to my TBR first before I can get to their other ones. So I have to read this book before the other ones, and I want to read this one and the other ones, and I just haven't been. So I'm fixing that. I have a whole bunch of sequels that I want to get to as well this month. It's been one of my biggest goals for the last several years to keep my ongoing series list down, and I was doing really well with that. I ended off last year with less than 10 series that I wasn't currently caught up with, and that is no longer the case. I have started far too many series this year, mainly because of Backless Bash, but I've also just started a bunch of other series that were not part of Backless Bash that I just started because I felt like it. And now I don't know what number I'm at, but I think I now have 25 series that I'm not caught up with, so I had to fix that. So this month I would like to read Wild and Wrangled by Lyla Sage. I've read all 3 of the other books in this series in the last month, and I've been loving them. And this one is the 4th and I think final book in the series. They're contemporary cowboy romances, which is typically not my thing. I'm not a big cowboy person. Aesthetically, they're very attractive, but I don't like the cowboy mindset a lot of the times. Typically speaking, very like traditional family values kind of thing, which is not my vibe. That is not the case in this series. I've been loving these ones, so having a good time here and can't wait to finish the series. And then Honor Lost is the 3rd and final book in the Honor Among Thieves trilogy. I read the first book for Backless Bash in February, I'm pretty sure, and I've been really enjoying that series. Also, I'm now speeding through the last bit of this because both my laptop and my camera are dying at the same time, so I'm trying to be quick now. A Werewolf's Guide to Seducing a Vampire is the 3rd and I think final book in the, I think it's called the Glimmer Falls series. I've read the first 2 books earlier this year and they are both so much fun. They're contemporary paranormal romances, which is just such a good time. I love that genre of things. I think they're so much fun and I can't wait to finish out the series. The Faithless Hawk by Margaret Owen is going on to my TBR once again. I did try and start it this month. I just got sidetracked with cowboy romances. My bad. But this one is the sequel to The Merciful Crow, which is a duology. I loved the first book. That one I read for Backless Bash in January, I think it was, and it was such a good book. It was so well written and well paced and so interesting, and it ended on a really cool note, so I can't wait to continue it. I've been trying to continue it and just keep not making the time for it, but this month, I swear, I will do it. Dreams of God and Monsters is the 3rd and final book in the what's it called? The Laini Taylor series. I can't think of what it's called. I read the first book also for Backlash Bash in January and shockingly love it. I didn't think that I would, but I really do, so I can't wait to finish the series out, especially after the ending of book 2. Oh my god, I can't wait to get to the next book. Sweep of the Heart by Alona Andrews is the, I think, 5th and final book in the Innkeeper Chronicles series, which I've been adoring. I love these books so much. They're such a good time. I've been listening to the dramatized audiobooks and they're so well done. They're fantastic. This one I tried to read in April, but the audiobook seems to be broken on Everrand, so I'm hoping they'll fix that, or I'll just find it somewhere else. Either way, I really want to get to this one. And then last for the sequels is Vengeful by VE Schwab. I read Vicious for March's Backless Bash and fell in love with it. I wanted to read Vengeful in April, but again, just didn't get around to it, but this needs to happen like right now. And then real quick with some mood reading, I'd like to get to White Tears, Brown Scars. This one I have out from audio from my library, and I did start it, but I think I need to do the audiobook ebook tandem read just so I can focus better. From what I read so far, it's going to be a pretty intense read, and I want to make sure that I really absorb it all. And then Born, Jeans, and Quash by Jillian Morris. This is my friend's mom's book of poetry that she just recently published. She also included my friend's art in it as well, which is so cool. But Jillian Morris is the poet laureate of a city near me, and this is her first published book. It's self-published. I read the first couple of poems and they're beautiful. My friend has been talking about it nonstop and I can't wait to see what it's all about. Carrying on with my horror mood reading, I really want to get to But Not Too Bold. This one just sounds weird and fun and cool. A horror monster romance with a spider, I think. Like a monster spider. No idea, but it sounds cool. It hasn't been getting the best reviews, but this sounds like it'll be right up my alley, so I think I'll probably like it anyways. And then also They Bloom at Night. I read a different book by this author last year and really didn't like it, but this one does sound really good, so I do want to give them a second try. But if this book doesn't work for me, I'll probably not reading from this author again, but fingers crossed. I like this one. It sounds really cool, and the cover is beautiful as well. And finally, I'd like to get to The Watchers. I want to start a new series on my channel where I read the book and then watch the movie or TV show in a little vlog, and this one sounds really cool. I really wanted to see the movie in theaters, but I wanted to read the book first, and now it's no longer in theaters. I have not heard the best things about the movie though. I've heard that it's pretty cheesy, but based on the trailer, it looks like something that I would personally really enjoy, so we'll see how it goes. So those are all the books that I'm hoping to get to in May. As always, I am a huge mood reader, so any or all of these could change at any point in time. Who knows? But let me know what you're reading in the month of May, or if you've read any of these books that I've read. Also let me know. I would love to hear your thoughts on them. And in the meantime, thanks so much for watching, and I will catch you guys later on.